I found myself finishing an email this morning. That's not quite right. Let me try again. I was finishing an email, my fingers moving over the keyboard, the cursor blinking at the end of a sentence I don't remember writing. 3 paragraphs, polite, professional, written in a voice that sounds exactly like mine. I don't remember starting it. This is Hollow Thoughts. The email was to my landlord, a formal notice about noise complaints, a request for building documentation. I read it twice, searching for something I might recognize, some trace of my own intention in the words. They were reasonable, things I would say, but I don't remember deciding to say them. This has happened before, small moments at first. I find myself midway through making dinner, the ingredients already laid out, a recipe I don't remember choosing. I'll be deep in conversation with someone at work, nodding along to something I apparently said 30 seconds earlier. Little gaps where I just arrive. That's the only word I have for it. I arrive into my own life, already in motion. At first, I thought it was stress. Sarah had just left, 3 months ago now, or 4. Time has become difficult to track. The days blur together when you're alone, when the apartment is quiet, when no one asks you what day it is or what you're doing this weekend. I told myself the gaps were grief, the mind's way of protecting itself, shutting down for a moment so the body could keep moving forward. I read that somewhere. It made sense. It made perfect sense. But the gaps have been getting longer, and they've started leaving evidence. Last week, I woke up in my car, not asleep, just there. Engine still running, hands on the steering wheel, parked outside a building I'd never seen before. I sat in the driver's seat for a long time, trying to reassemble the drive, trying to remember any piece of it. Nothing. I remembered locking the apartment door. I remembered getting into the car. And then I was there, 15 miles away, in a part of town I had no reason to visit. The building was a lawyer's office, small, brick facade, nothing distinctive. I checked my phone for an appointment, an address, some note that would explain why I'd driven there. There was nothing. So I drove home, and I told myself it was a one-time thing, a stress response, the kind of thing that happens when you're not sleeping well. But that night, I went through my phone, my photos, my search history, my sent messages. I was looking for evidence of myself, something to prove I'd had a plan, a reason. Most of it was normal, but there were gaps in the timestamps, hours I couldn't account for, holes in the record of my own day. That's when I started keeping the journal, not for memories, for proof. Every time I notice I've arrived somewhere, every time I find myself in the middle of an action I don't remember starting, I write it down. Location, time, what I'm doing, what I last remember. I've been documenting myself for 2 weeks now. The pattern disturbs me. The gaps aren't random. They don't scatter through my day the way distraction would. They cluster. They happen most often in the early morning, just after I wake, and again in the late evening, in that soft hour before sleep. Like something is waking up and going to sleep on its own schedule. Something that isn't me. I know how that sounds. I do. But I've been finding things. Notes in my own handwriting that I don't remember writing. Reminders for tasks I don't remember assigning myself. A grocery list in my jacket pocket with items I would never buy. Who needs that much salt? Why would I need that much salt? I found a receipt last Tuesday, a hardware store I've never been to, 40 minutes away. I bought rope, 50 feet of it. I don't remember that. I searched the apartment, every drawer, every closet, the storage unit in the basement. The rope isn't here. I don't know where it went. Maybe I returned it. Maybe I gave it to someone. Maybe I bought it for a project and then the gap ended before I could use it. That's possible. That's logical. I keep telling myself that. But 3 days ago, I found something else. A letter, not addressed to me, handwritten, folded neatly into an envelope I'd never seen before. It was in my desk drawer, under a stack of paid bills, hidden there or forgotten. The letter was to Sarah. I didn't write it.
Or I don't remember writing it. The handwriting was mine, every loop, every slant. But the person who wrote it was saying things I would never say, apologizing for things I don't remember doing. Things about what happened the night she left. I've been trying to remember that night. I've been trying very hard. We'd been fighting, not unusual by the end, the kind of fighting that doesn't shout anymore, that just goes quiet, that hardens into something permanent. She said things, I said things, and then she said she was leaving, and I remember the door closing. That's it. The door closing, the lock clicking, and then morning, and she was gone. I assumed she left that night. I assumed she drove to her mother's house, 2 states away, like she always said she would, like she threatened to do 100 times before. But I never called to check. I keep meaning to. I keep finding reasons not to. In the letter, the one I found in my desk, the version of me who wrote it keeps apologizing. He keeps saying things like, "I didn't mean for it to go that far," and "I just wanted you to understand," and "I can't take it back now." What does that mean? What couldn't he take back? I've been sitting with these questions. I've been trying to approach them carefully, because there's something else. The apartment smells different now. Or maybe it always smelled like this, and I've just started noticing a thickness in the air. Something underneath the cleaning products and the air freshener I bought last week. It's strongest in the bedroom. I've been sleeping on the couch. I tell myself it's because the bedroom reminds me of her. The empty closet, the dent in the mattress where she used to sleep. That's true. Those things are hard to look at. But there's another reason. The one I don't like to think about directly. There's a stain on the carpet, near the closet. A brownish discoloration, roughly the size of a dinner plate. It was there when I moved in. I'm almost certain, but I've noticed it more since Sarah left. I noticed it every time I walk past the bedroom door. I've cleaned it twice. It doesn't come out, not completely. The color fades, but the shape remains. Some stains are like that. They sink into the fibers. They become part of the structure. Last night, I arrived in the middle of something new. I was standing in the kitchen. The water was running. My hands were in the sink, moving under the stream. There was something under the water, something I was washing. When I looked down, the water was pink. I stood there, frozen, watching the colors swirl down the drain, trying to understand, trying to remember. It was probably rust, old pipes. This building has old pipes. But my hands were scrubbed raw, the skin around my nails pink and tender. I don't remember doing that. I don't remember washing anything. I stood at the sink for a long time after that, the water running clear, the sound filling the empty kitchen. And I thought about Sarah. I thought about the night she left. I thought about the letter and the rope I can't find, and the stain that won't come out. I thought about calling her mother. I didn't. Instead, I sat down and started writing this. I've been at it for almost an hour now, trying to get it all down, trying to find the explanation that makes everything make sense again. I am a reasonable person. I've always been a reasonable person. There has to be an explanation. Stress, grief, dissociation from poor sleep. Maybe something in the building, in the pipes, in the walls, some chemical affecting my memory. Things like that happen. I've read about them. Environmental factors that cause gaps in cognition. That makes more sense than the alternative. The alternative being that I've done something I can't let myself remember. Something I've been protecting myself from by creating these gaps, these convenient absences, these little vacations from my own body while it does whatever it needs to do. No, that's not right. I would know. I would remember something. The thing is, I've checked the news, local reports, missing persons cases, crime bulletins, anything that might explain the fear I feel when I think about that night. There's nothing. Sarah isn't listed anywhere. No one is looking for her.
Which means she's fine. She's at her mother's house, 2 states away, starting over, living the life she always said she wanted.
I could call and confirm that. I could pick up the phone right now and call her mother and ask if Sarah arrived safely that night. I've thought about it. I've held the phone in my hand, but every time I try to dial, I feel this resistance, this weight in my chest, like something inside me is saying, don't. Like something inside me already knows what I'll find out. I'm going to call tomorrow. I've decided. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to call, and her mother's going to say, yes, Sarah's here, she's fine, and then I can stop. I can stop thinking about all of this. I can clean the apartment. I can throw away the letter. I can forget the rope I don't remember buying. That's the plan. I just hope I remember making it, because I've been sitting here, writing all of this, and I've noticed something. I don't remember starting. I was already 3 paragraphs in when I arrived. I've been telling you things I'm not sure I'm meant to share, confessing to a stranger at 3 in the morning. And now I'm wondering, who decided to do this tonight? Who has been steering all along while I thought I was in control? I'm going to stop now. I'm going to save this and close the laptop and go back to the couch. In the morning, maybe I'll remember writing this. Maybe I won't. But I think, if I'm being honest, if I'm really, truly honest, I already know what happened the night Sarah left. I've always known. I just needed somewhere else to be, a gap to hide in, while I learned to live with it. If you're still listening, I think maybe you understand something about this. Maybe you've had your own gaps, your own convenient absences, those moments when it's easier to be somewhere else than to face what you've done, or what you're capable of doing. I don't have answers. I don't think there are any. Just the truth we tell ourselves, and the truth we bury, and the distance between them that we call a life. If any of this stayed with you, if you recognized something in the gaps, I'd like to hear about it. Not because I need to know I'm not alone, but because maybe none of us are. This is Hollow Thoughts. Subscribe if you want to stay. And I hope when you close your eyes tonight, you remember everything you did today. Every single thing.